Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, JDogs TV. Got my Veloster N here. Today I got something exciting. We got the Takeda air intake, cold air intake that we're going to be installing onto the car. Got the box right here. Gonna open up right now, see what's inside. Obviously a cold air intake, hopefully. Otherwise, it'd be a pretty expensive buy for absolutely something completely different. But oh. Got some covering right here to protect the intake from moving around too much and other damages. All right, so looks like in here, we got quite a few things. I'm gonna take it all out and I'll continue the video then. All right guys, so we have a couple things here. We got the intake tube itself, all nice wrapped up. We got the some rubber right here to obviously go along the outside of the heat shield right here, kind of make it nice and easy for everything to set when the hood closes. And we got a little coupler right here, which is probably going to go on the end of where the turbo is. We got some brackets right here that are obviously going to go around probably this portion, and then inside we also have the air filter. So I'm going to go ahead and take this all out of the packaging and then start to install it onto the car. Okay guys, so we're going to go ahead and start taking apart the air intake right now. I am recording this with my phone and I do not have a stand, so it's going to be a little difficult for me to record while taking everything apart at the same time, but I'll make sure to do it in increments. The first thing we're going to do is take off the negative side cap right here, which will be right here, and we're going to disconnect the battery. You're going to need a 10mm for this, and all you have to do is just get the nut off enough for this piece to wiggle itself off of the little terminal piece right there. So just slide off nice and easy like that. We're going to go ahead and get this entire piece off along with this, and then we're going to take these hoses off right here. And then there's also another clamp right down there that goes on to the intake. All right guys, so we have the intake completely removed out of the engine bay. You can see right there, we have the turbo inlet. Right in the back is the turbo. That's the spot right there for it. We have a couple hoses. We got this hose, and this hose. These are all put on by clamps that you're gonna go ahead and wanna reuse whenever you install your intake. Right here, there's also the little inlet part for the air box to get a little bit more airflow, I suppose. Right over here, you can see there's the OEM intake filter. We have the actual intake itself with the 3 hose line connections. And then there's a single bolt right here that is part of a clamp system. Alongside here we have 1, 2, 3 spots for the bolts. And then we also have them right here. You're gonna wanna go ahead and save these to reuse as well. And we're gonna go ahead and start installing the intake. Rubber piece that goes around the outside of the intake box. This is going to obviously help when the hood is shut and whatnot, but I clipped off a little bit of a piece right here, so it would fit nice and neat alongside the other edges. And the other piece that I forgot is going to be this little nozzle, and this is going to go right over here, and the second one's going to go right there. This little nozzle piece right here is going to connect to the back 2 hoses, and included with that is also some thread lock, and the thread lock is going to be for this portion will be connected right here. All right, so we got the bolts in. We got one right here, got one right down there, and we also got the other one right here. Now we're going to go ahead and proceed to start putting on the intake, and I'll get the hose clamps all put on as well. These pieces also do fit in here nice and neat, so no issues there. The box is nice and sturdy too, by the way. It's not moving around or shaking a whole lot, so that's good. All right, so upon installing the nozzle pieces right here, I went ahead and used some thread lock There was enough in here, but I decided to use a little bit more just to play it safe. You don't really need a whole lot, but you can see the blue residue right there. Tighten these up pretty well. You can use a crescent wrench just to get around. And now that we got that on, I'll go ahead and install the actual intake piece onto the car. All right, so we have the intake on now. One thing I did forget to mention was that these clamps right here are going to use an 8mm socket, and we're going to have 2 in the back, and then this one right here in the front for the air intake filter. But the 2 in the back, one's going to sit up against the turbo inlet, and the other is going to be right here on the actual intake. We got the 3 hoses put on. Everything's all set. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the car and see how everything sounds. All right, we got everything on. I'm going to go ahead and put in neutral. We're gonna go ahead and let the car idle for a few minutes. I'm gonna let it warm up. This is a cold start right now. So as soon as it's been sitting for a few minutes, I'll go ahead and give you some revs, let you hear the intake a lot more. Right, for the sound test, I'm gonna go ahead and put the car in N custom mode. And the reason why I'm gonna do that is I'm going to lower the exhaust note, but have the engine performance increase, so that way we get more turbo noise, hopefully. And that way we won't also annoy the neighbors. So we're gonna go ahead and switch it right here to N custom. There we go. Got everything configured, and I'll have an outside video right now.